Hello, this is a little quick tip on how to work with fashion design elements for flats, croquis, etc. So let's get started here. All right, what I typically do when I start an Adobe project, the first thing I do is bring out my rulers, Command key R, Macintosh Control R, Windows, and I put a guide roughly in the center of the page. It does not matter that's exactly in the center because I just want a center point. Then, before I get started, I always hit the A tool. A to default to the direct selection tool. Okay, now, once I default to the direct selection tool, whatever other tool I'm in, say the P for pen tool, the B for brush tool, etc., I can just hold out the Command key to turn it into a selection tool. This is the most powerful tool. So, as an example, M to select the rectangle tool. So the rectangle tool creates, I don't have to create a rectangle. I hold out the Command key to select to move. Hold out the Command key to select to move. Windows, you hold down the Control key. So here's my objective. I want to create the left side of a shirt, then dynamically create the other side of the shirt. So we're going to do this with the P for pen tool. I'm going to pick a point from the center, create the collar, turn the path off, create the sleeve, click drag, click, hold out the shift key, click. Now, by default, this is defaulted to a black stroke and a white fill. I'm going to bring up my color palette, hit the X key to exchange, X to exchange, stroke, fill, X key to exchange. I'm going to fill this with blue, stroke this with none. So select the stroke and hit the // key. Now if I want to exchange that, let's say as an example that I had this stroked with yellow. So Shift X will swap it out. Shift X will swap the yellow for the blue. Shift X, so as an example, Shift X basically swaps out your color. So I don't want to give this a stroke, so I'm going to basically say stroke none. Make a change, save a change. Now, I just want to drop this neckline down a little bit. Command K, whatever my preference is to set up Command K, Control K, Windows. We're going to move this at, say, 4 points. So every time I down arrow key, it's going to move this 4 points, 4 points, 4 points, 4 points. So here's my objective. I want to dynamically, I'm going to get rid of my gradient palette here. Okay, so I want to dynamically create the other side here. So how can I do that? Effect, distort, transform. So I'm going to transform this by making one copy. And I'm going to reflect this on the x-axis from the right side and preview. So there's a left side, there's a right side, left side, right side. Okay, now how does this benefit me? How does this help me? Spacebar, grab the page, move the page. Spacebar, grab the page, move the page. So let's say I want to make a change to the sleeve here. If you make a change to the left side of the sleeve, the right side changes. If you make a change to the left side of the neck, right side changes. So let's say I want to round this corner off. I'm in the pen tool. I can hold down Macintosh, the Option key, Windows, the Control key, and then I can go to the Convert Direction Point tool and convert this point. So left side equals the right side, left side equals the right side. Now I can drop the neckline by holding down the Command key, and neckline down. Want to pull this out a little bit, Command key, drag, move. Left side equals the right side. So technically, if I go to View, Preview, Command Y, Control Y, Windows, I just have the left side created. It dynamically created the right side. The right side technically doesn't exist. It's mathematical. It will print this way. It will look this way. But now, because I dynamically made a change here, the left side equals the right side. So say as an example, I want to make this into a dress. I can basically select, put a point right here. Select these 2 anchor points. These 2 anchor points will be selected, so these 2 anchor points will be affected. Go to the Scale tool. Pick a point to scale from the center. So I'm going to pick the center scale from, and take this and move this out. So there's my dress. So the left side equals the right side. So if you want to move the hips in a little more, you can hit the right arrow key to move the hips. Left side equals the right side. Now, make a change, save a change. So now what I want to do, I want to put a pattern here. So I'm going to show you a really slick technique for making a pattern from a shamrock. So I'm simply going to create an oval, holding down the shift key. Let's fill the oval with, say, green. Okay, so anything about the object is under the object menu. That's how Illustrator thinks. My job is to get you to think the way Illustrator thinks. Object, path, average. We're going to average the path on both access points. Hit the return key, and there's my shamrock. As for scale, hit the return key. We're going to scale this up at, say, 120%. So I can do another 120% by hitting Command D, Command D, Command D. Anything about the object is under the object menu. Object transform, repeat transformation, Command D. Anything that falls under these categories has to do with transformation. And hold down the Command key, hold down the Option key to make a clone copy. We'll fill this with yellow. So now I'm going to take these two objects and put a rectangle around them to make a pattern. We're going to basically create a rectangle. Send the rectangle to the back. Object, based on these choices. Object, arrange, send to back. Command and Shift to left bracket, Control Shift to left bracket. Also, I don't want to fill this, so the object is going to be sent to the back. The object can have a fill of none. So in order to affect the objects, I need to select the objects. I'm going to go to the Edit menu and define pattern. We'll call this Dress Pattern 1. That puts that inside my property. I'm sorry, that puts that inside my swatches palette. Now I just want to temporarily hide this, so anything about the object menu based on these choices, object hide selection, Command 3 Macintosh, Control 3 Windows. Make a change, save a change. Now, important step here. I could create another path here and fill the path with the pattern. Now, incidentally, notice I didn't give the pattern a background. I intentionally did not give the pattern a background, because if you give the pattern a background, you're married to the pattern. So what I'm going to do in the Appearance menu, any of these palettes that you see are under the Window menu, Window Appearance. So we're going to make a new fill this with pattern. Now, here's my 50-cent question. The pattern is too big. I want to scale the pattern. How do I scale just the pattern? As for scale, select the scale tool, hit the return key, and based on these choices, dialog boxes are filled with choices. Think Illustrator. My objective is to get you to think the way the software thinks. Based on these choices, we want to scale the pattern, not the object at, say, 80%. So I can do another 80% by hitting Command D, Control D Macintosh, Control D Windows, Command D Macintosh, Command D, etc., etc., etc. And that's your Adobe quick tip for today.